I've said his name before, but at this point through 4 games, we're going to have a conversation about Kyle Pitts.
Big as the Super Bowl.
I mentioned this earlier in the year, but there's this notion that like we needed a quarterback so we can unlock our weapons and unlock, Kyle Pitts and Drake London and Bijan, and these guys can just explode and these guys can just take that next step, and all we needed was a quarterback, right? Like that was the notion and the narrative kept, in the offseason. We're through 4 games and Kyle Pitts barely has over 100 yards through 4 games. And 50 of those 100 yards that he has was through one play against the Chiefs. And Kyle Pitts yesterday had 0 catches for 0 yards, and he had 3 attempts. Kirk Cousins threw him the attempt to throw the ball this way 3 times, and he came up with 0. Like, I hate to admit this, but like Kyle Pitts, man, it's not looking good for the man. It's not looking good. Like, Kyle Pitts has been MIA this season. And at some point, we're just going to have to ask ourselves, are we sure Kyle Pitts is good? Like, are we sure? Like, I don't like throwing out the B word. And I'm talking about the BUST word, the letters. Like, I don't want to throw that out there yet, but it's not, like I said, it's not looking good. And just thinking back on it, like we're getting nothing out of Kyle Pitts right now. Nothing. And for me, it's hard for me to defend him. Like before, you could maybe say, well, maybe it's we didn't have a quarterback, or the coaches are using him wrong. He hasn't been healthy. We made all types of excuses for Kyle Pitts. He has a quarterback in Kirk Cousins. The offensive line has done their job of like pass protecting Kirk Cousins. And look, everybody else is getting open on the team. Like Drake London, he had 6 catches for 67 yards, like pretty productive day out of him. Like, he's getting open. Ray McCloud's getting open. Darnell Mooney, who, by the way, shout out to Darnell Mooney. He's been awesome. He's been awesome. Darnell Mooney has been, like, when we signed him this offseason, I kind of didn't know what to expect out of him. I heard of him when he was a Chicago Bear. Like, I heard of his name, but I just didn't know. Like, I didn't know what to expect out of him. He's been awesome. He's been great. He's gave this team a jolt and some speed that we needed at the receiver position. And so big ups to Darnell Mooney. He's done his part. He's done his thing. Back to Kyle Pitts. He's the only guy on the team that we just see that's not doing anything. And for me, man, I just think at this point, you watch Kyle Pitts. Like when the times where Kirk Cousins was throwing him the ball, like he dropped it and he got hit hard late, earlier. And it was in the first quarter of the game. Like, you can tell that they were trying to force feed him the ball a little bit. And he was dropping the ball and he got hit. And then later in the game, when the Falcons really needed to make something happen on third down, like he's running across the field to his left side, and he stumbles on his feet and falls, and the pass is incomplete. And so, like, I look at Kyle Pitts, man, and I'm just, this is what we're getting?